Welcome back, YouTube, and shout out to all my road dogs that have been watching this channel and trading along with us, because all of these targets on Bitcoin have been hit. Last week, while a lot of your gurus out there were declaring their bearishness and price was going to go down, I was letting you know that we were getting ready for a New Year's baby pump, which we got, and also a mini altcoin rally, which we got. Now, I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm telling you this because I'm going to explain how I got that information so that you can see it, because it's a very simple thing that some other people just overlook for some reason. But this is what I said January 1st. You can do some short-term trades there, but just be on the lookout for a rejection around this area, anywhere from the 618 at about 16,738 on up to about 16,009. And then we will probably most likely get rejected there, come back down. If not, if we continue going stronger, I'll do another video and we'll have to reassess the situation. That would be very positive, but we are still in a bear market. There are a lot of golden nuggets in that video that are still applicable today. So guys, I wanted to take a look at Bitcoin today, show you what I see going on, because there is still some move for the upside that is possible. Also look at the total to market cap, and I've got some good news coming for altcoins as well. So pull up a chair and join me as we look at the charts. Road Dog Crypto. Welcome back to Road Dog Crypto. My name is Lane, your crypto road dog, guiding you through this craziness called crypto, which throws a lot of people for a loop. But I try to give you some grounded information to help you make smarter decisions. And I try to explain what I see and why, so that you can also learn from this and become a better chartist yourself. So when we zoom back, and I'm on the 4 hour, but I've zoomed way back on this, and this applies to the larger time frames as well, we are possibly forming a double bottom here. What we're really hoping for is that we'll price eventually meander up to this level right here. If we can get above it and hold that, our bear market may be over and we will start making some consistent higher highs and higher lows. That's the dream we're hoping for, and it could actually happen. Now, I do have some possible targets, and let me show you how I'm getting those. I'm going to grab this trend-based Fibonacci extension. I'm going to apply it down to our bottom here, come up to our peak, come back down to our last local bottom there. And if you see, it gives us this area right here, this 618 area. I've already got it marked at about 18,142, 143. That is where I'm expecting the majority of our resistance, and we may likely get stuck there. This is making what we call a double E pattern. This is what it looks like. So once we break above that, confirm that as support, this thing should take off. What I anticipate to happen is that we'll probably form a handle over here. And that makes a lot of sense considering, you know, the point of the market that we are in. So we may get rejected and kind of bounce between, you know, 17.8 and 18.143 before actually taking off to break above that. This is what we want to look for in the coming week. So I've just marked this guy with a 0.618 fib, 8132. That's the main one that we got to watch for the short term.
If you just stumble across the channel, it's probably because somebody hit that like button before. And for those of you who hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, zooming out and taking into consideration our price action and what we've got here, I've taken a measure move from this bottom to this top, and this is like an AB equals CD type move. Apply that to the breakout. That also gives us this target right here of about 19,400. Keep an eye on that one if we do make it past this 18,366 area right here. Very important for the future. When I analyze Bitcoin like this, now this can take a couple weeks to play out. Keep that in mind. Quickly going back to my Fibonacci extension, it also gives us some, further off targets to look at, mostly these three up here that I've got marked. That's coming at the 1618, that's a one-to-one move. Also at the 1411, because it could go a little short. And then also at the 127, and that's coming in at 20,051. Anytime that we get above 17,800, that's going to be bullish for us. And you will probably see a lot of money piling into the market once we break this point right here. And it's quite possible to see a fast move up to that area. One of the things to notice about this pattern, if we do the handle like I'm anticipating, Thomas Bukowski says, with the handle, sometimes price will confirm the double bottom, then waffle up and down, forming a handle. When price breaks out of this region, it often moves up in a strong trend. And this is what I'm looking for as a handle. So now let me clean up my screen just a little bit. And if you want, you can pause the screen and take notice of these price targets that I have listed here. And now I'm going to move on to our indicators. We've just analyzed price action and what it's telling me. Now let's see what our indicators say for confluence. We're going to zoom out to to the weekly time frame. Now, I mentioned in the very intro that I was going to tell you what that I do is different from these other guys that have just been so bearish, that are just going by these odd time frames like 22 hours and all this crazy stuff that no one trades on. I mean, you can get some different insight if that helps you, but sticking to the rules, if you start with the bigger time frame, the weekly, slowly work yourself down to like the 3-day, the 1-day, then come on down to maybe the 8-hour, the 4-hour. You work your way down because your larger time frames are the trumps. They have the say so. The smaller ones can influence up to a point, but the big ones always win out. You never ignore the weekly time frame. And so we just got our candle close. This was last week's candle. This is when a lot of your gurus were being bearish, expecting us to go down every day, telling people they're going down every day. And we got the biggest candle that we've had in quite a while. And now we're starting out a new week right above it, going up. This is some positive action here, and we can get some more upside. Now, Market Cipher says we are still for a go. I want you to see how this money flow is starting to curve up. I want you to see how VWAP is still going up. I want you to see how the stochastics are still moving up. It is at 49%. We don't have to worry about it until it gets up around 80 to 90%. This guy can almost double from where it's at right now. Market Cipher is looking strong for this. When we come down to our RSIs, see what's going on here. Now we can draw trend lines on our RSIs, and we see we got to break out from that one. We can also take this one, and we can see that we're getting ready. We've just broken out of this. That's positive. That's what's giving us our force up that we're seeing right now, is breaking above this trend line on the RSI. As long as we can stay above this little yellow moving average right here, we should be good. But RSI will probably come down a little bit and then continue slowly up. How far can it go? Well, we'll take another trend line, put it there. I expect RSI to get up for Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks, up to about at least 42. And who knows, we may get lucky and it may just decide to shoot on up past that. But I'd expect it to at least get up to there to give us a little more room to the upside. And how's our MACD looking for the weekly? Strong and steady is what we've got. Histogram is still doing the same thing, strong and steady. Right now, as long as these lines just continue going upward and we don't see them starting to cross, we're good. So knowing that we should have some slow and steady gains on the weekly, things are going up, we can come down to our smaller time frames. The daily is where I like to go, and then we can look for some more immediate term action. So the weekly tells us that, yeah, we're going to go up, but we could get some information from the daily and in between that kind of tell us that, well, we may get a little pullback here, might have a chance to do something a little different with our strategy, take advantage of it. And that's what I'm talking about right here. Now, RSI on the daily is looking pretty good. It's got a little bit of a breakout too. So RSI can continue going to the upside. And if you notice the kind of curve here swinging to the upside there on the moving average on the RSI, that's indicating some strong upward pressure right now. The areas you want to be aware of when we start getting extended on the RSI is right around 70%. That's when we can start seeing some weakness. Now on money flow, our stochastics are stuck at the top. So we're likely to see a scenario like this over here, where we'll spend some time at the top. So they're not as reliable once they get to the tops, but when they start coming down, when they do a little trick like this, we got some short-term action that's probably going on. Your other indicators will tell you that it's likely to get stuck up there because our momentum wave is still thick, it's looking good. VWAP is still coming in, flowing up, and our money flow has just turned green. That's the biggest thing right there. We are getting the money flow into Bitcoin right now. So right now, I want to look at some more relevant price targets that may come into play on the shorter term. I mean, we've got this area, the 618 fib right up here, 18132. That's going to be the big one that we've got to look for. But what about something in between over these next few days? Well, that's when it's helpful to draw your Fibonacci from the top down to the bottom right here and look at this 618 for this area, which is coming in at 17,568. Also corresponds with this top right over here. This is going to be a resistance area. That's what I'm looking for immediate rejection in the short term, meaning that price can go up there, may get rejected, may come back down, bounce around. It may just come back to the 0.5, come through and break above that. That would be ideal. That's what I'd hope to see if things remain strong. With this little bit of green sliver coming in over here at the Ichimoku, that gives me a likelihood that may be what we see. I love the Ichimoku. So let's just take a look here at the daily at what it's telling us. It's telling us that we broke above our 50-day moving average right here at the blue line. And if we can hold that, well, the next obvious choice to go to is to try this 100-day moving average, which will continue, to slowly kind of move down a little bit. And that's in line with our theory here. That is at a price target of about 17,820. And currently it's at 18,052. So it'll just kind of meander its way up. Price will kind of come up, and then we'll see if we can break above that moving average. Now, if we do, very, very bullish. So now let's come down to the 4 hour, because this is starting to get really more into our more immediate time frames here. Now, see what's going on with their moving averages here. You're seeing this in a lot of coins. This is kind of a bottom signal. When you start seeing these coins move above this yellow line, this 200 moving average on your 4 hour, our bottom is really close to being in. It may be in. These are usually the signs we're looking for to kind of confirm a bottom. If we stay above this on the 4 hour and it gradually keeps increasing, that we're above it on the 8 hour, on the 12 hour, on the daily, when we're consistently moving up on our higher time frames, being above a 200 moving average on that time frame, it's a signal that, our market may be changing or may be starting to get bullish. We may have seen the worst of it. I'm not trying to be a moon boy, but I'm telling you the signs to look for. So when this white line crosses that yellow line, when we see that happen, that is your go signal. And that is when you're going to see a lot more money start piling in to Bitcoin and into the altcoins. Now, when I apply my Fibonacci retracement tool to this move that we've got, counting that this is where we got rejected at, it's telling us, we may come back down to 16,747. That's an idea. However, the stronger move would be down to about 16,875. Those are some ideas. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but there will be a retrace. More than likely, I'm going to guess that it's going to be this 382, because that's usually the retracement that identifies a strong move. If we bounce from there, that's a very good sign that this move has a lot more upside. So keep your eyes on this one at 17,000, just a little over 17,000 right there. And also at 16,875, that's a decent move. And then again at 16,747. The further it comes down to these areas, the weaker the upper trend or the bounce is going to be. So that's why I'm saying keep your eye on that 17,000 area. If it bounces there, that means that we could get that strong upside and quickly come up to 18,132. All right, guys, so here's the chart. This is my updated chart as of today, what I see possible to happen with Bitcoin. I'm going to post this chart into my Telegram group. It's just a place where I post charts and helpful information. There's all kinds of things there that will help you become a better trader, and it's free. That's at t.me/crypto chart school. Just get the Telegram app, search for me, or put that in there, and you'll find this chart and a whole lot more stuff that I've got there just waiting for you to help you get prepared for this next bull market that's coming, because it's going to be life-changing. Now, next we're going to focus on altcoins. Now, people wonder, why are we always keeping up with Bitcoin? It's a boomer coin, it moves so slow. You can gauge the best times to buy your altcoin if you track Bitcoin. Everything revolves around Bitcoin and crypto. So that's why we pay so much attention to it. So whether you're trading it or not, you need to keep up with it and know what to expect from it, because that pertains to how well whatever altcoin you have, how well that will perform. And that's why we pay so close attention to Bitcoin. So when it comes to gauging the altcoins, there's two metrics you got to look at. One is Bitcoin dominance. That's BTC.D. You pull that chart up and you can see it's broken through support. That's what we were talking about. That was the clue right up here when it was getting weak, that we were getting ready for a mini altcoin season. And then we have another mini altcoin season. Now we're getting a little bit of a bounce in this area. Altcoins are going to suffer for a little bit, but as far as Bitcoin dominance goes, we'll probably come up, retest this area, and then see further decline back down to this area. Meaning, we're going to have some up and downs with altcoins, and that can be very profitable if you play it right. But overall, it looks like Bitcoin will eventually, if it does not bounce and go back up at this point, which could, depending on institutions decide to finally FOMO into Bitcoin, we could see a lot of Bitcoin dominance come. So that's what I want to watch for, but I'm expecting it to just keep going down. And if it keeps going down, we're going to see some exciting things happen with altcoins. Right here is what I am really excited about. I've got Total 2 pulled up, and I want you to look at this. This is called an Adam and Eve double bottom. Now, we talked about the even Eve double bottom on Bitcoin. They work basically the same way. And we got billions and billions of dollars that have just come into the crypto market in the last few days. This is enormous. This is huge. What we can expect is for it to get up to this point, about 491 billion. Probably stumble there, maybe possibly make a handle like what we're looking for over on Bitcoin too. But it's when we get above this, if we get that push above that and it is retested for support, finds support, it can get a bounce, and we are going to see a massive massive altcoin season coming. And there's a measured move from this. You will take this measure, put it to the top of the breakout, and we are talking about another $60 billion possibly coming into altcoins over the next few weeks, few months. That would be huge. So you should be already positioned in your altcoins. If you've been following my channel, you know we were getting ready for all this. So try not to FOMO in when we're seeing the green candles. We should be taking profits now instead of actually FOMOing in and buying into these projects. You always want to wait for a retest to get into your project. So you want to pay attention to this. And if we come up here and do this handle, or we get rejected for a little bit, you probably find a much better price on your altcoin and trying to buy it as it just keeps going up. Now, I do take requests. If you want me to review a coin or do a video on a coin, by all means, leave it in the comment. Let me know what you're getting into. It may be something I'm already familiar with. I can give you some more insight on. And maybe pop up on some of my live streams, and then I can do your analysis for you right there for free. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit more from just that double bottom that we have. Now watch what I do, a little trend line magic here. This is going to tell us where we can get a hiccup. Very important to keep up with your trend lines and always zoom out. That's what a lot of these streaming gurus don't do, is they don't zoom out enough and then zoom in slowly. And that puts us up to an area that may fall a little bit short of our measured move. Now, measured moves do have a degree of variance, so you want to treat them as a zone. You don't always just go by the number it also gives you. It gives you an area. We do some things to give us confluence, so I pulled a Fibonacci. It also comes to that same area, also comes to our trend line. So I would be looking at this point right here. This is the point that we will probably get rejected for a little bit on our big altcoin runs that's coming. Now, if you notice the techniques that I used right here, apply that to your own charts on your own coins. This technique works on anything, not just total market cap. Now, I'm just going to zoom out and quickly look at my indicators on the weekly for some confluence here. You see that we've got a confirmed green dot on the weekly on Market Cipher. Money flows coming in, VWAP's coming up, Stochastic's got an upturn. Things are looking good for the total market cap. So I've confirmed it with my indicators, and we should be good to go. It is in a slight falling wedge, and eventually this will break out to the upside. Altcoins will take off big. Now, our moving averages, we want to keep an eye on this area, 558 on our weekly 200 EMA. That goes in line with what we just looked at. So we can get a little pump in altcoins and probably get some rejection at a point. So keep that in mind. When the altcoin total market cap gets up to around 525, 528 billion, you might want to make sure that you've taken some profit. So what altcoins have been just killing it over the last week? Gala, Lido, Solana, Zilliqa, Aptos, BitDAO. That's a new one for me. Sandbox, Decentraland, Near, Ethereum Classic. Go figure that. These are the ones that have been moving hard, and these are the ones that have barely moved at all over the past week. Huobi token, Toncoin, that's actually one of mine. I'm trying to get in better. Looking at that chart, it's got a little bit of retracement, but it's promising. You might want to look at some of these coins that have not moved or have been a little stifled. Look at their charts to see if there's anything promising on it. Toncoin's got a little something. What is this? OKB. OKB looks like it might have something there. Tron, even after it gets a little bit of a retracement, might be something to look in. This one looks interesting. GMX, now not buying it now, but getting a retest. That looks like an interesting chart to look at. Little patterns over here, and this can give you an insight, overall what a pattern looks like, and you might see something there. This one, OKC, looks like it might be interesting. A lot of these are overextended right now. I wouldn't touch them. If we apply that to the ones that have already taken off, look, these guys are going to retrace. These guys are going to fall back down at some point. It is not time to get into these coins that have already pumped over this past week. And that's why I went to the other end of this list. This is the time to be taking profits. And if you can't, well, just chill out and relax until prices come back down, and then get in the coin and then ride it up on the next time. Either that or short the market. But if you're not really a trader, shorting is not something you need to be just playing with right now. But overall, altcoin markets are looking strong. Bitcoin is looking strong. It just needs to get a little bit of a retrace, needs to take a break. One of the things that I keep saying, that when these bearish patterns break to the upside, and it rarely happens, especially in a bear market, you can expect parabolic movement. So we're not done with this. It's just got to retest this area right here, about 17,150, and then we're off to the races again, unless it comes back into this pattern. Then that's a fake out. That's a total different animal, and I will make a video on that. But right now, things are looking good. This is a very, very bullish sign for Bitcoin, very bullish. And once we get that cross, again, this white line crossing that yellow, there's going to be a lot of money starting to pour into this. That is a buy signal. Until next time, my name is Lane, your crypto road dog, reminding you that you've got this. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching me today.
Hello, friends. Bobby Joe Rumblemaker right here telling you about the opportunity of a lifetime. Are you trying to find financial freedom by trading and investing in them there cryptocurrencies? But are you having a hard time being profitable and making them winning trades? Well, you can get all that knowledge and a whole lot more just by watching the Crypto Chart School playlist over here at the Road Dog Crypto channel. You just go right down here where it says Chart School, you click that full playlist, and voila! They got all the knowledge right there. And they're adding to it every week. So if you want to be profitable, right there you can go. And it's all for a like and a subscribe till you get all the answers you need over at the Road Dog. Happy trading, y'all.